session 37 with TVP on 6/27/85.
Should we wait or should we proceed?
We welcome you, and as far as we're concerned, we can proceed.
Very good. Then we are here and ready to begin.
Very good. Are you interested in continuing with a description of the book today?
We will be at some point. If you will give us a moment, we will be running some energy.
Very good, thank you.
We are going to ask that you cut the sound back.
All right, very good. Will you let me know when there's a good level? Is that low enough?
Yes, this is much better.
Oh, very good.
From this point on, we are going to begin addressing you in the first person singular. We are going to do this in an effort to bring Winter closer into contact with us and to eliminate any filtering process that occasionally goes on by confusion about pluralities. We will be, as in the past, always speaking as a group, but we feel that it will be easier and more can be done in this setting if we change the way we address you and those in the lab. So from this point, instead of saying we, it will be I.
All right, very good, we understand.
Very good. We are very pleased with what you're doing in the lab. We feel that giant steps have been made, and much more is going to come.
Very good, thank you. We're still a little hesitant about the equipment, but we're doing our best.
You have a lot of help, not just from us, but there are many soul clusters working to help you pull together what you need to make this a most productive space. You may proceed with any questions which you have. You will probably note that during this particular transmission, there will be confusion between the I's and the we's, but we on this side hope to get that clarified before too long.
Very good. I don't have many questions, but one I had been interested in asking you about was the issue that there's so much concern about here on Earth of abortion. I'm wondering whether there is some damage done to a soul in the abortion process.
An interesting concept, but no, there is no damage done to the soul any more than there is damage done to a soul in an accident or other freak experience. The soul, or a soul, should it choose to incarnate into an entity knowing that it is going to be aborted, is well aware of the circumstances. Oftentimes, there is not a soul in the fetus at this point in time. This is very hard for humans to understand because they believe that it is a soul keeping the fetus alive, but this is not the case. In some circumstances, it would be the case, but it is not always the case. Frequently, a soul hovers around working to make a decision as to whether it does want to incarnate at that particular point in time. But it does not hurt the soul should, for some reason, it not be allowed to live to fruition. However, this is not to say that we should go about abortions willy-nilly. What should be understood is much more planning should go into conception, and only in rare circumstances should the possibility of abortion be considered.
Yes, I'm not sure if I understood you, that would it be so that the soul has entered the fetus in some cases, but not in others?
This is correct.
Uh-huh. Some women seem to experience communication with the new entity coming in. Does that mean that the soul has gone into the fetus, or that it's simply in the region?
At this point, without a specific name or person, we would only say that it would be in the region. It would be possible that it has gone in, but it is far more likely that the communication is taking place at another level, that the soul is still hovering, working to make the decision as to whether it will go in.
How important is the decision for the soul to go into one body rather than another, one family rather than another?
It is very important because the family, the body that the soul chooses, plays more than an insignificant, we are searching for the word, is more than an insignificant matter, let us put it that way. In order for the soul to grow and to learn, it must undertake certain problems in each particular lifetime. Only by careful planning, can the soul see exactly what circumstances it will be confronted with, and can it see those individuals that are going to be around the soul and that will work with it and help it resolve other lifetimes, other debts, or just other relationships. It is not happenstance that you chose that body or your parents or many of the other things around you at this point in time.
Are the levels of intelligence, or what we call intelligence here on the earth, and particular skills and talents, are those inherent in the body rather than in the soul?
No, they are in the soul. There is much research, if you look for it, that will authenticate what I am telling you here. There is no genetic basis to show that learning is inherited. Rather, there is more a basis to show that all knowledge is in the universe and each individual relearns how to tap into it. Is that clear?
I think so. Let me just check it out. So that, for example, if a child is born, for example, into a family of musicians, it is then, and this child then also becomes a musician, it would be that not that the soul chose this particular family for that reason, but that it had this intent to develop and saw this as an atmosphere that would be encouraging to its interests.
Yes, this is correct. If, for example, it was not an entire family of musicians, but say the father learns to play the viola, there has been speculation that the father's learning to play the viola would therefore carry forth onto the child. And certainly you know the many facets around the child observing and modeling the father's behavior. However, there is much evidence on your planet that will support the concept that the child learning to play the viola does not follow genetically, but rather from a collective unconsciousness. We use that term because Winter is comfortable with collective unconsciousness, and we know that you are familiar with it.
Yes, this would be something like Sheldrake's morphogenetic fields as well, I assume.
Yes.
I had just one more question that I wanted to raise, and that is the last time Winter was here in the lab, I received an assignment to meditate on the Taj Mahal in silhouette, except for the dome, which was fully lighted. I looked up the pictures of the Taj Mahal to make sure that I remembered the silhouette well, and did that a bit, but I have no associations to this at all.
We are scanning. This is interesting. We do feel there is still a strong association there. We ask that you just leave it and forget about it and see what comes at a later point in time. It is nothing to concern yourself with now, but it will be interesting later.
Very good, thank you. That's all the questions I had today. There are some other things that we'd like to have Winter do while she's in the lab this time, but she would prefer to postpone those until tomorrow. So that if you are interested in continuing with talking about the book, we would be very grateful to hear about that.
Very good. Let us regroup for just one moment. It is very important at this point in time that any books, any new cosmologies that come out, be consistent, but be short, readable, and understandable. Your planet is ready for the old information told to them again in a newer form. That is our intention. At the same time, we intend to put it together in such a way that individuals will know what information they are getting and exactly where, and we use this in quotes, God is. We do not feel it is quite time for the book in totality to come forth, but we will be bringing bits and pieces from time to time. Much of what we will be saying will also be dependent on Winter's growth and understanding of the concepts, because she will be obligated to carry the concepts forth once they are propounded. We have a large amount of data, and right now we are looking, if you can imagine, at what would appear to be a library of various topics and titles. And what we wish to do is to bring it all to you as clearly as possible without any chance of filtering. As you are aware, the more time Winter spends in the lab, the more clear the channel is. And for this reason, we would not wish to bring forth complicated information during a first lab session, but we will give you information on what we intend to do. We wish to back up for just a moment and look at the topic of dreams, which is a topic that you have covered on several occasions. At this point in time, we have been showing Winter how very accurate her dreams are, and showing to her the out-of-body experiences and how they show up in a dreamlike state. We have also been using others on your planet to confirm certain situations that have taken place in her dreams, but yet in this dreamlike state she was out of body. We wish to point out to individuals interested in dreams that if you record your dreams, and this is old information certainly, over time you will start to see when you are out of body, as well as who you are working with when you are out of body, because those individuals will confirm that information to you. This is very important. It is not just a fantasy writing or a flight of fiction, but rather something that in the subjective reality is very important. There is another topic that we wish to point out, and that is the concept of all who channel reaching certain cosmic levels, and the information technically being the same with very little difference. This is certainly fine. We do hope that as we work with you and as our book comes forth, we will be able to take this cosmic information down to your planet and answer many questions that are relevant to life on your planet today. As you are aware, there are many, many cosmologies, but they all say the same with a slight filtering effect. The truth does not change. We are scanning to see if there are other points that we want to clarify. We certainly see we have not gotten away from we, but we are going to be working on that, so please bear with us. One of the main points that we will also be bringing forth, a point that is not new, but is the point of what you call the Big Bang Theory of the concept of the universe and creation of the universe. We will be pointing out, or wish to do so at this point in time, that there are things just occurring on your planet that began at the very beginning of time. There is light on your planet that is original light. There are thought forms on your planet that are original thought forms. This can be covered in much more detail, but it is a very exciting concept if you fit the concept in to concepts put forth by those studying the universe at this point in time.
You're then bringing support for the Big Bang Theory?
Yes, we are. Or as some would say, the original fireball theory. This is not inconsistent with the concept of God creating. In fact, it supports it more than ever, because when it is looked into, the detail and the fact that everything was created at that point is a wondrous, wondrous circumstance. And it is not an accident. And as the concept is studied, even though we are calling it the Big Bang or star or fireball, it is clearly evidence of no accidents. If we go back to the description and picture we gave you of souls forming as spinning off from the sun, this is the same and in line with that. We will bring more on that at a later point in time. Because of the energy we are now running in here, we are going to send some energy out into the lab. We're going to be sending some of the cosmic energy and we ask that you just relax and attempt to get a sense of the energy that we are sending forth and the pictures that we are sending along with it. Do you see a color?
Let me check here. No, none of us are seeing a color.
Then we will work harder on this. There should be, in the midst of black, a color. Not a solid color, but more like specks or stars. But there's definitely a color associated with them that we are working to send.
Martin is reporting an orange.
Very good. Anything else?
I get a purple block, but then I always get a purple block. I think
Yes.
that's my guide
Yes.
there somewhere.
That's all right. The color is an orange, a bright white to orange to more of a red burgundy, which may explain your purple color. Can you feel energy? It is there. We feel left brain switched on. Just a moment. There is an energy nearby here, a man who, although this man shows himself with a turban, he is not an Eastern Indian. He has a black beard and he is dark-skinned. He is presenting himself as someone who in one of his lifetimes lived on the continent of Africa. He has an affiliation with Dave. And we feel that is why he is around at this time. We see this man also has sheep around him and carries a hooked walking stick, much as you would expect a sheep herder to carry. And the robe the man has on is short and purple and gold. We feel he is just drawn here today, perhaps for no obvious reason.
He hasn't been here before then.
No. As we were running energy and sending pictures, this energy came into view. We feel that he is around Dave and is helpful to him, and that Dave does hear him from time to time. We would not class him as a guardian, but as an old soul with a very strong interest, because they have known each other in other lifetimes.
Does he have a message for Dave today?
Just a moment. Yes, the message is you must be careful and tread lightly. The road you take is not as straight as one would think. There are many curves and hills, and many thieves in the woods. That is all he wanted to say. He is gone now.
One thing I wonder about is whether it's possible for you to alter the readings we're getting on our microvolt meter. We're reading body polarity on this and also have some amplitude measurement. Do you have some words for us about any meaning we can attach to this, and also whether it's possible to alter this by altering Winter's state?
Are you reading a change now from 4 minutes ago?
Just a moment, I'll see. Yes, there's been a drop of about 11 points in the reading. It still remains a negative reading. Now it's going up again.
It is certainly possible to alter as long as we can keep Winter far enough away. That she does not interfere with what we are doing. She, at this point, is very, very warm. We have run much energy to balance out her vibrations today because we are being stronger than we have before. We feel that possibly in the next sessions you will be able to see more of a change than at this point in time.
Yes, we understand this measure that we're making now to be an energy output, a body energy output, and also a polarity, a negative positive polarity readings. At some point, probably tomorrow, we will be doing a reading on brain waves with her as well. And we've wondered the same thing there, whether it's possible to alter those brain waves on request, so to speak.
Yes. The important thing is this, that anything is possible if you believe it. There is absolutely nothing that you cannot do. And yes, that is possible, and it is something that can be learned and can be taught. And we will work together to do so if this is desirous.
All right, we will we'll give some thought to what we would like to experiment with there.
As you may not be aware, we can use feedback on this side as to technical aspects that you are encountering. Just as with verbal communication, technical numbers and gauges can be complicated for us to perceive. So with feedback from both sides, we should obtain your purpose and ours, because we can show you some interesting things.
May I go back to the topic you were talking about a little earlier, when you were talking about presenting us later with some information about the Big Bang Theory or the original fireball theory. Excuse me. Could you give an example of what you meant by thought forms that were in existence, became into existence in the beginning?
Consciousness, a part of yourself, that energy which goes on, the original thought form which worked to put together the universe and the earth and the planets. It is all here now as it was then, and is constantly working to create.
So then it is possible then to think about consciousness as a thought form.
Yes. We realize there are those who would differ with us, but when you are delving in this area, there are not always enough words to adequately express what we are speaking of. And with each word that we send to you, there is an underlying energy and thought form that you receive subconsciously. In fact, we could sit here with no verbal communication, and you would still leave with much more understanding of what takes place. We will be working toward that goal. It would be our desire that ultimately you would be able to show communication with little or no words attached.
Yes, this one of the reasons this is important, of course, is that sometimes even in hearing the same words here in the laboratory, Martin and I, for example, we come away with different impressions of what was happening. I suppose we have our own filtering going into the listening as well as into speaking.
This is correct. If you will learn to listen with your feelings, you will be much more accurate than with your mind.
Mm-hmm. I had another question about the nature of the book, or the books coming through. Haven't been clear whether when you are ready to present the book, whether you will be presenting it in a already dictated form, so to speak, at the total presentation, or whether it will be a series of ideas which Winter will then be writing up with or without some other help.
That is certainly not a concept she likes, we can tell you that. That is just ideas.
Yes, sounds like a lot more work to her that way.
This is true. We feel that we can come forth with what you would call raw copy of a book, but that those on your planet will help in editing and pulling together final copy.
Mm-hmm. All right, very good.
We feel it is not too far off. We still must work to keep Winter from filtering when we begin. And for this reason, we are not there yet, nor is the time right. As you are aware, time on your planet is crucial. A book too early or too late will be missed. It must come at just the right time, and it will.
We haven't mentioned recently the notion that we had talked about before, that there might be some resistance here at the Institute to the publishing of this book. Is it your sense that this has now disappeared?
No. It is still there, not as strong, but there are many other things right now overriding the publication of this book. There are more things concerning other individuals, and they have less time to worry about another book. And from our perspective, this is good. We still sense a number of changes that are taking place and going to take place here. And at this point in time, they feel good to us, not as adversarial as they did a year ago. Like you, we will watch and see without meddling too much.
Yes, as you're probably aware, we have been working on this issue of getting permission, not specifically for Winter's book, but more generally for the material to be disseminated. And we have been feeling optimistic about that.
Yes, this is good. And it should be disseminated. And as Winter speaks of the Institute more and more, there will be more questions from the outside world concerning what you do and how can they take part. And this is as it should be.
Oh, one last thing for this session. I wonder if it's possible for us to get a health reading on Joseph McMonigal, one of the staff here at the Institute.
Just a moment. For this reading, we will definitely attempt to speak in the first person.
Thank you.
What I'm going to do is go through the body and scan the body. I immediately noticed the arms, the heaviness of arms. Something he is not talking about. And a pain on the left side of his, let us be specific. We feel that on the left side he has what would appear or feel to be an inner ear problem that is actually a problem located with one of his wisdom teeth, or where they should be. We cannot tell if it's been removed, but it is a tooth problem we feel there that goes into the inner ear. Let us go on down. We feel the heaviness in the lower stomach. Let us look to see what this is, and also on the left thigh. And a number of little aches. The most significant, though, is definitely coming back to the pain in the inner ear. And what we feel is a virus caused general achiness throughout the body. Even down to the knee area. That is what is primary at this point. We say, look to the mouth. Because what this is slowly starting to move over to the right ear. But definitely we feel it at this point on the left side.
All right, very good, thank you. We would like to end this session now.
Yes.
Ask Winter to return.
Yes, if you will give us a moment.
Thank you.
I'm here.
All right, very good. I'd like to have you bring yourself back to focus 10, and at that point I'm going to count down with you.
All right. I think I'm at 10.
Are you?
Mhm.
Okay. Just a moment. Let me readjust a few things here. Are you hearing a little change in sound there?
Yes.
All right, very good. All right, as you return to ordinary waking consciousness, know that you will be feeling awake and alert and full of energy. All your senses will be working brightly and beautifully. Physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, you'll be feeling in a state of balance and harmony. And counting down now, 9,
9,
8,
7,
6,
5,
4, move around a little bit. Move your arms
3,
and legs, 3, 2,
2,
and 1. Awake, alert, and all back, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right, very good.
More or less.
More or less.